So what is European perspective? We can take European Union as one bloc, as one entity. What is their perspective in regards to the Russian-Ukrainian war right now? How do they analyze it from the threat perspective and from future prevention into a bigger scale of the conflict that we already have?
Yeah, I think from the European perspective, they've fallen out of the sky because the Europeans were so convinced.
But hold on, Christian, they have fallen already or they're still falling? Because if they have fallen, I would assume that they would start implementing new measurement and rules. If so, what are they?
Yeah, I think that is an interesting question. Have they fully realized it or are they beginning to realize it? I'm not entirely sure where they are exactly on the spectrum right now. But they are at least putting their own assumptions a little bit in question. And I think that war has done a lot to put that in question, because basically it wasn't so long ago that Europeans were convinced that Russia would turn into a democratic European power like all other European powers already are. They were convinced, the whole idea of Willy Brandt was Wandel durch Handel, was kind of, we're going to achieve change by trading. That was the idea in terms of bringing Russia in.
Basically, they wanted to bribe Russia into becoming democracy by giving them an opportunity to make income.
Yeah, they thought if the Russians become rich, they're going to want to become Democrats, because that's what all rich people eventually become. They become Democrats. And they now find that that's not what the Russians do. And that is.
Well, I would argue that because I think there's a lot of truth in if you are becoming rich, you are becoming a Democrat. I can see that logical line perspective. I think what have failed here is that the oligarchs and the elite in Russia became rich, but not the ordinary people. And therefore, the support from the ordinary people kept fueling dictatorship and authoritarian regime because they didn't become rich. I think Russia is still, in comparison to Europe, population to population, it's a very poor country.
Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't know, because a lot of the oligarchs that Europeans can see, they're very rich.
Yes,